Welcome students. Today get ready to solve May-June 5054 paper 1 variant 2 of 2025 paper with TPS. So in this paper we are having 1 hour time. So we are having 40 questions and uh, remember that when you are going to use the value of g whenever it is required or free fall acceleration is required, you have to use 9.8 meter per second square, or you have to use the value of g, that is 9.8 Newton per kilogram. So moving towards the question, we have very first question here. Which list contains only vector quantities? Vector quantities are the quantities which have magnitude as well as direction. वो सारी quantities जिनकी कोई magnitude भी हो और direction भी हो वो vector quantities हैं. So mass, distance and weight, they are not all vector quantities. Mass जो है वो आपके पास scalar quantity है, distance भी scalar है, weight is a force, so only this one is a vector quantity. But we need list contains only, means all should be vector quantities. Momentum जो है वो vector quantity है, gravitational field strength is a vector quantity, displacement is shortest path covered between 2 points, ये भी आपका vector quantity है. So correct option which is here, it is B. So if you see C part, energy, force and velocity, force and velocity जो है वो vector quantities हैं, energy vector quantity नहीं. और D option को देखें तो acceleration is vector, time and speed are not vector quantity. So B is the correct. Moving to question number 2. The diagram shows distance time graph. So you can see here on the vertical axis distance is given, on the horizontal axis time is given. So if you remember, if we are given with distance time graph, if you find gradient here, you will be getting the speed. Remember this. So learners, what is the description of moving object? A ball thrown vertically upwards and falling back to the thrower. So this thing indicates that distance is increasing and then it decreases because the ball is coming back to the thrower. And in this case, speed is increasing, you can say. Distance increases and then it is decreasing, so speed is varying here. So this is not the possible option. A car starting from rest and speeding up as it moves away from the traffic signal. So here distance is increasing. But if you see the graph, what is happening here? Speed is increasing, or you can say speed is constant. Better to say speed is uniform. Speed is uniform, and then we have a curve. This thing is indicating gradient decreases, which indicates speed decreases. And then what happens? It becomes straight, so speed is zero here. Speed is zero here. Speed is zero. And acceleration is zero. So you can say here we are having zero gradient. Gradient is zero. So it means these two options are not satisfying this. C option is saying a rock dropped from high cliff and falling into sea below. So here distance is increasing. Distance is increasing and speed will also increase because the rock is dropped from high rock. So moving forward to D option, a train braking to a halt as it stops at a station. So it works when it stops at a station, speed will be zero. And a train braking to a halt, so speed is decreasing. Speed is decreasing, and over graph which is given here, it satisfied this D option. So D is the correct here. So moving to question number 3, speed time graph for a falling skydiver is shown. As he falls, the skydiver spreads out his arms and legs and then opens his parachute. Why all this happening is to increase resistance. Which part of the graph shows the skydiver falling with terminal velocity? Terminal velocity means speed is constant or velocity is constant. Velocity, or you can say speed is constant. If speed is constant, it means acceleration is zero. Forces are balanced. Forces are balanced. So D, you can see speed is constant here. Speed is constant. Speed time graph is given to you. So D is the correct option. Moving to question 4. A car driver traveling at constant speed in a straight line sees a hazard in the road ahead at time 0. The speed time graph shows how the speed of the car changes from time 0. So they are talking from time 0 onwards. So you can see from time 0, from time 0. These students suggest what area X and area Y represents. So student 1 is saying area X represents the thinking distance. Thinking distance. Okay. So speed time graph is given. If speed time graph is given, area under the graph give you distance. Remember this point. So area X is possible. This is distance. So hazard has been seen from time 0. It means might be it is a thinking distance. It's correct. Student 1 is right. Student 2, area Y represents stopping distance. Area Y represent no. Stopping distance is equal to thinking distance plus braking distance. Braking distance. So here the speed is decreasing. Speed is decreasing. It means brakes are applied. Brakes are applied. गाड़ी slow हो रही है. Vehicle is slow down. Brakes applied. So student 3 says area X plus area Y represents the stopping distance. Yes, student 3 is right. Area X is thinking distance. Area Y represents the stopping distance. Area Y and area X together, if we add them, you can see this equation, thinking distance plus braking distance. They are representing to stopping distance. So student 3 and student 1 are right. So according to this, B option is correct. Student 1 and 3 are right, 1 and 3. Okay, the diagram shows a graph of load against extension for a material. At which point is the limit of proportionality? Load is given us on the vertical axis. This is our vertical axis. Y-axis, you can say, vertical axis, you can say. Load is given on this axis, extension is given on x-axis. So the graph is given. What is limit of proportionality? You must remember its statement. A point after which force is not directly proportional to extension. In simple words, Hooke's law is not obeyed. Hooke's law is not obeyed. Or you can say graph become non-linear. So बेटा हमने यहाँ पर बताना है कि ये ग्राफ कहाँ तक लिमिट ऑफ प्रोपोर्शनैलिटी को रीच कर रहा है. तो ये लीनियर है. फोर्स इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल. लोड इज फोर्स. रिमेंबर दिस. Weight is force. So it's A option because it is linear till this point. It is linear. It is directly proportional to extension. A is the correct option. Moving forward, there is no atmosphere on the moon. If no atmosphere, it means resistance is not going to be act there. Resistance will be zero. The two metal spheres of identical volume means same volume, but different mass is different, are at rest at the same height above the ground on the moon. The two spheres are dropped at the same time. How do spheres move after they are dropped? So very important thing is here, no atmosphere on the moon. So resistance is zero. So two spheres fall with free fall acceleration, and they hit the surface, they hit the ground. Here ground is given, ground above the ground, above the ground on the moon. So they hit the ground at the same time, because resistance nahi hai, no resistance is there. So you have to see such option. The sphere with larger mass has smaller acceleration. No, not possible. Free fall acceleration is going to be obeyed. Acceleration you can say is constant. And sphere with larger mass hits the ground first. No, time will be same. The sphere with smaller mass has smaller acceleration. The two spheres hits the ground together. So D is the correct option. Moving to next question. A student determines the density of a rock, small rock. Okay. Density is equal to mass per unit volume. Weight of the small rock is 1.2 Newton. Weight of the rock is given. So W is given. That is 1.2 Newton. She pours 100 centimeter cube of water into a measuring cylinder. Okay, volume of water is given, that is 100 centimeter cube. She carefully submerges the rock into 100 centimeter cube of water. The new reading on the measuring cylinder becomes 147 centimeter cube. So we will be using displacement method. What displacement method is? Object volume is equal to V2 minus V1. So it will be 147 minus 100. It becomes 47 centimeter cube. So we have to find the mass here. What will be the mass, or you can say mass? So weight is given. You know W is equal to mg. M is equal to W by G. So 1.2 divided by G is constant, 9.8. If you calculate this, you will be getting mass. So 1.2 divided by 9.8, it comes out 0.122. It will be in kg, kilogram. But the options are, no, this is not possible. This is not possible, so it will be from these two options because it is gram per centimeter cube. So if I convert this value to gram, it will be 122 grams. Multiply it with 1000. So substitute the values here. It will be 122 divided by 47. 122 divided by 47. The option will be 2.59. I am having the result 2.595. So we have to round this value. It will be D. Yeah, it will be D, gram per centimeter cube. So actually what was happening here, we use measuring cylinder. हम measuring cylinder use करते हैं इसलिए to find the volume of a liquid. तो ये liquid का volume था 100 centimeter cube till here. अब इसमें बेटे what we have added the rock here, due to which the level of this volume rises. So this is the new volume, that is 147. This is 100. So you have to find the volume of rock. So that is going to be this one. Hope so this is clear. Moving to question 8. A rock of mass 20 kg is traveling in space at speed this. So speed is given, mass is given. What is the kinetic energy? So you have to remember the formula of kinetic energy. That is 1 over 2 mp square. Substitute the values. 1 over 2 times 20 and square of speed. That is square of 6. So you will be getting 10 and 36. It will be 360 joules. Or you can say joules. So C is the correct. Question number 8, C is right option. Moving towards question number 9. Which row shows an advantage and a disadvantage of using nuclear fuel to generate electrical power? A. So we have to use this nuclear fuel. Advantage is, okay, C, you can see energy source is renewable, energy source is renewable. By the way, remember, nuclear fuel is not renewable. Nuclear fuel is not renewable. So what is the correct option now? Either it will be A or B. So A says does not produce carbon dioxide. It means no pollution will be there. No greenhouse effects will occur. No greenhouse effect. So this advantage is right. B is also advantage right. So disadvantage is produces radioactive waste. Yeah, nuclear fuel produces radioactive waste. So this is going to be the right. And B says only works in some weather condition. No, this is not the correct option. So A is right here. So moving forward, which row gives the definition of work and the unit of work done? So you know what is work done? It is a product of force and distance covered in the direction of force. This and distance covered in the direction of force. W is equal to F times D. So SI unit is joules, or you can say 1 joule is equal to 1 Newton meter. So this is wrong. This is wrong. Energy transfer per unit time. No, it is power. So this is wrong. We are left with C. C says force multiplied by the distance moved in the direction of force. So work done is joules, or you can say joules. So C is correct option. Moving towards question 11. A hammer hits a nail. This is the nail. You can see, and hammer hits a nail into a piece of wood. The weight of the nail is negligible. Okay, this thing is right. Weight is negligible. Hammer exerts a force FH and pressure PH on the nail. Okay. So hammer exerts force FH and pressure PH. The nail exerts a force FW and pressure PW on the wood. PW. Okay. So remember, forces will be same. Force hammer applying to nail and force nail applying to wood, ये same होगा. What it means कि ये जो edge है, this one, ये जो force apply करेगा head, hammer का head, ये force और जो nail यहाँ पर force लगाएगी वो same रहे. ठीक है, लेकिन pressure vary करेगा बेटे. Pressure will be different. Force is same, both the forces will be same. So this is not the right option. A or B will be the right. So now we have to see the pressure. Pressure is equal to force over area. You can see pin is having less area here in contact with wood. बेटे wood के साथ पिन का जो एरिया कांटेक्ट में है वो कम है, लेकिन हैमर का जो यहाँ पर एरिया पिन के साथ कांटेक्ट में आएगा वो एरिया ज्यादा है. Here the area is less. So greater the area, less the pressure. तो जो hammer का pressure होगा pH, that is going to be less. और जो pressure W यहाँ पर होगा इस edge पर, here that will be greater क्योंकि यहाँ पर area क्या है? Area is less. So this will be greater. So A is the right option. Forces are same. Pressure on wood is greater than pressure of hammer. So A is right option. Moving towards the question number 12. The pressure at a point beneath the surface of liquid varies with the depth of the point. So you have to remember कि जो pressure है हमारे पास liquid में उसका रिलेशन डेप्थ से रिलेट, हम एक फॉर्मूला लिखते होते हैं, प्रेशर इज इक्वल टू रो जी एच, प्रेशर इज इक्वल टू डेंसिटी, दिस इज डेंसिटी times gravitational field strength times depth, that is height, and with the density of liquid. So what changes? Both increases the pressure beneath the surface of liquid. So pressure is directly dependent on density, pressure is directly dependent on depth, or you can say height. So if both increases, pressure will increase. So what which changes both increase the pressure? So change in depth increase, change in density increase. So D is right option. Moving towards question 13. The diagram shows a cylinder containing air. Piston is free to move inside the cylinder. बेटे ये जो पिस्टन है ये फ्रीली मूव कर सकता है इनसाइड द सिलेंडर. This is a piston. This you can say the labeled part. This one I am also labeling it with red. ये जो है एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर एक्ट्स आउटसाइड द सिलेंडर. जो ये बेटे बाहर है ना यहाँ पर एयर पार्टिकल्स क्या कर रहे हैं, प्रेशर एक्सर्ट कर. So as the air inside the cylinder is heated, okay, as the air inside, ये जो air है यहाँ पर which is also labeled here, इसको जब हम थर्मल एनर्जी देंगे, हीट करेंगे, the piston move to the right. When thermal energy is applied means heated, air is heated, ये जो पिस्टन है ये राइट साइड पर मूव करना शुरू कर देगा. तो विच क्वांटिटी डिक्रीजेस, विच क्वांटिटी डिक्रीजेस. तो डियर रिमेंबर, बेटा याद रखनी है एक बात, ये जब पिस्टन इधर मूव करेगा वॉल्यूम विल इंक्रीज. इफ वॉल्यूम इंक्रीजेस it means Pulayan decreases, or you can say Pulayan will not increase, Pulayan decreases, less Pulayan will be there because pressure, sorry, volume is increasing. तो जो एयर मॉलिक्यूल्स होंगे उनको कोलाइड करने के लिए स्पेस ज्यादा मिल चुकी. अब लेस कोलाइन होगी, लेस कोलाइन, कोलाइन डिक्रीजेस, लेस कोलाइन विल अकर. लेकिन हीट की वजह से जो इनका प्रेशर है दैट विल इंक्रीज. अब प्रेशर इंक्रीज होने की वजह से फोर्स क्या हो जाएगी, इंक्रीज, बिकॉज प्रेशर इज इक्वल टू फोर्स ओवर एरिया, यू कैन से. और चीज क्या होगी बेटे, इनकी स्पीड भी क्या कर जाएगी, इंक्रीज कर जाएगी, बिकॉज हीट होने की वजह से काइनेटिक एनर्जी इंक्रीज कर गई है. तो ए ऑप्शन इज सेइंग एवरेज फोर्स एक्सर्टेड ऑन द पिस्टन each time that one air particle hits the piston. One air particle hits the piston. No, this is not right. It is not possible one air particle hits the piston. There are so many air particles. So the average speed of the air particles decreases. Average speed of the air particle. No, average speed will increase because kinetic energy is going to be there because thermal energy is transferred to that. So the mass of the air inside, no, it will be not change. So these three options are wrong. Number of collisions made by the air particles with the piston in 1 second. Yeah, this is possible. And I also explained this कि जो collision होगी वो decrease कर जाएगी. So D is right here. Okay, question number 14 is that a fixed mass of air has a volume of 150 centimeter cube and a pressure of 120 kilopascal. So it means when the volume is 150 centimeter cube, मैं बेटे उसे नाम दे रहा हूँ V1. At that time यानी जब ये वॉल्यूम है तो प्रेशर is 120 kilopascal. So the volume of the air is now changed to 100 centimeter cube. New volume is, I named it as V2. It is 100 centimeter cube. यानी वॉल्यूम चेंज हो गया है, कम हो गया है. पहले 150 था, अब वॉल्यूम क्या हो गया है, कम हो गया है. When volume reduces, वॉल्यूम कम हो जाए तो प्रेशर क्या हो जाता है, ज्यादा हो जाता है. तो temperature is kept constant. You can see temperature is constant. So what is the new pressure here? So you know P2 we have to calculate. This is new pressure. P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So substitute the values. जो हमारे पास प्रेशर 1 है दैट इज 120 किलो पास्कल और जो V1 है वो 150 है विच इज इक्वल टू P2 हमें फाइंड करना है वॉल्यूम 2 इज 100 तो 100 दूसरी तरफ जाके बेटे डिवाइड हो जाएगा 150 एंड डिवाइडेड बाय 100 which is equal to P2 so this zero cancel with this zero will cancel with this so P2 is equal to 12 times 15 it comes out 180 kilopascal. So B is the option. B is the option for this question. Okay, question number 15. The diagram shows 4 changes of state. So states are going to change and W is representing liquid to gas. It means boiling is occurring. And when solid to liquid, it means melting is occurring. And when liquid to solid, it means freezing. And when gas to liquid, it is condensation. So X is representing to condensation, W is representing to boiling, and Z is representing to freezing, and solid to liquid is melting. So D is the correct option. Moving to next question, the diagram shows a metal pan on a hot plate. So this is the hot plate. I'm coloring it with red. And we have a metal pan. This is a metal pan in which water is present. The pan is heated by a hot plate. How is the thermal energy transferred from the hot plate to the metal pan? So in solids, metal is a solid. You know what occurs? Thermal energy occurs due to conduction. So it is going to be A. Moving to next question, a beaker of cold water is heated at its base. So you can see here in the diagram what happens to the heated water. So you must remember about convection. In convection what happens? जो molecules heat हो गए होते हैं वो rise कर जाते हैं. Why they rise is because they become low dense. उनकी density कम हो जाती है. So the density of heated water जो heated water होंगे उनकी density क्या होगी कम हो जाएगी. So C or D are not right. And they move upwards rises yes B is correct so यही वजह है कि वो वहां पर कन्वेक्शन करंट सेटअप हो जाते हैं तो इस चीज का बेटे आपने ख्याल रखना है the graph shows at one instant the pressure variation along a sound wave pressure variation you can see atmospheric pressure is given in the vertical axis ये हमारे पास सारा axis pressure का बता रहे हैं which point on the diagram represents a rare fraction okay rare fraction होता क्या है rare fraction is when particles are far apart one thing and pressure is low pressure is low तो बेटे यहाँ पर प्रेशर कहाँ लो हो रहा है इस डायग्राम में at Q and what is the wavelength of the sound wavelength is a distance between two consecutive points in same phase तो ये क्रस्ट पॉइंट से लेकर इस क्रस्ट तक ये जो डिस्टेंस है दिस इज वेवलेंथ so rear fraction is q and wavelength is x so c is the right option here moving to next question a cork on the surface of water moves up and down as wave passes across the surface so vibration is going to created वाइब्रेशन हो रही है जब कॉर्क जो है वो वाटर में अप एंड डाउन मूव करेगा तो यू कैन से रिपल्स आर क्रिएटेड या जो वाटर वेव्स हैं दे आर क्रिएटेड इन दिस वे वाटर इज अ ट्रांसवर्स वेव रिमेंबर दिस so the diagram shows the height of the cork above the average level this is the average level of the surface varies with time okay so this graph is given numerical value of the wavelength of this wave is equal to the numerical value of the amplitude. So this statement is very important. यानी जो आपकी वेवलेंथ होगी ना इस वेव में, जो यानी न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू है वो किसके इक्वल आ रही है, न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू ऑफ द एम्पलीट्यूड। एम्पलीट्यूड क्या है, मीन पोजीशन से लेकर मैक्सिमम क्रस्ट तक जो हमारा पॉइंट है दैट इज वेवलेंथ, ओ सॉरी एम्पलीट्यूड। अब ये जो एम्पलीट्यूड है ना इधर, वो ही वेवलेंथ हो, यानी एम्पलीट्यूड इज इक्वल टू वेवलेंथ एज वेल। इस क्वेश्चन के अंदर, इस सवाल में एम्पलीट्यूड इज इक्वल टू वेवलेंथ। So amplitude is 2, so it is also the wavelength. क्योंकि इधर से wavelength नहीं मिलेगी because time is given. So be careful regarding this. We have to find what is the speed of the wave. Speed is equal to f lambda. We know lambda. This is a question for us. So frequency will be determined how much time period is going to be taken for one complete wave. ये सारी एक वेव के लिए कितना टाइम लगा, 5 seconds. So frequency is equal to 1 over t. It will be 1 divided by 0.5, which will be 2 hertz. So V is equal to 2 hertz times 2 centimeter. So it becomes 4 centimeter per second. So C is the answer here. Hope so this is clear. Moving to question number 20. A water wave travels from deep water to shallow water in a ripple tank. Okay, here you have to remember, जब भी डीप वाटर से वेव शैलो वाटर रीजन में या शैलो वाटर में मूव करेंगे, what happens, speed decreases and wavelength decreases because V is equal to f lambda. If wavelength decreases, you can say speed decreases. So here it should be D option. What happens to the speed and the wavelength of the wave? So it will be D. 20 is going to be D. Then the diagram shows a ray of light directed at a plane. This is a plane, so we can make a normal here. What are the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection? Angle of incidence is this angle between normal and the incident wave. And it is going to reflect from here, so this angle is angle of reflection. So 90 minus 40, it will be 50. This will be also 50. So D is the right option here. Moving to question 22. A ray of light in glass is incident on the surface at an angle C. C is critical angle. Angle C is the critical angle. This is important. So you know when a critical angle occurs, ray makes 90 degree as angle of refraction. In optically less dense, angle of refraction will be 90 degree and they bend along the boundary of two mediums. So this thing is happening in D. You can see ray is incident and it refracts at 90 degree, making an angle of refraction 90 degree. In less dense medium, air is less dense and it is bending along the two mediums, boundary of two mediums, here air and here glass. So this is the boundary of two mediums. So D is correct. So moving to this question, an object is placed between converging lens. You can see this is object between converging lens and one principal focus. Okay, so its image is going to be virtual. Characteristics are that image will be virtual and enlarged, magnified you can say, और इसकी जो इमेज होगी that will be upright. तो ये characteristics आपको याद होने चाहिए that when the object is placed between F and center, so what are the characteristics of image when it is on F? What will be the characteristics and so like this. So what is the magnification of the image formed? So magnification is equal to image height divided by object height. So object height is given, or you can say no, it is not given, but the scale is given to us. Then five small boxes is equal to 1 centimeter vertically and horizontally. यानी vertical और horizontal side पर ये 1 centimeter को represent कर रहे हैं. तो so it will be in here 1 centimeter till here it is 2 centimeter. Object height is 2 centimeter. बेटे इमेज हाइट कैसे मिलेगी? यू हैव टू ड्रॉ द रेज। इसके लिए आपको रूल्स को फॉलो करना पड़ेगा। टिप से लेकर एक रे हम सेंटर से पास करेंगे, फ्रॉम द टिप like this, from the center, and from tip to the center, or you can say normal of the lens, it is going to be a parallel ray like this, and then it will be bending। फिर यहाँ नॉर्मल से लेकर ये जो प्रिंसिपल फोकस है यहाँ से रे क्या करेगी? पास होगी। इट विल बी समहाउ लाइक दिस। अब देखिए ये मीट नहीं करनी, तो हम क्या करेंगे? हम इसको पीछे की तरफ बेटे बैक साइड पर एक्सटेंड कर देंगे लाइक दिस। So we will be extending this point। और इसी तरह आपने ये दूसरी रे जो बनाई है इसको भी क्या कर देंगे? आप एक्सटेंड कर देंगे बैक साइड लाइक दिस। सो वेयर दे इंटरसेक्ट, वहां पर आपको इमेज मिल जाएगी। इट इज इंटरसेक्टिंग हियर, इट इज इंटरसेक्टिंग हियर। आप लेंथ भी ले सकते हो, डिस्टेंस भी ले सकते हो। मैग्निफिकेशन फाइंड करने के लिए आप डिस्टेंस भी ले सकते हो। कौन सा डिस्टेंस? फ्रॉम द सेंटर ऑफ द लेंस टू दिस एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो राइट। अब ये कितना बन रहा है? दिस इज गोइंग टू बी 2 and 2 4 4 and 2 6 centimeter। So 6 centimeter, if you divide this you will be getting 3। So C is the right option। Okay, little working is required in this। So next statement about red light and violet light is correct। रेड जो है बेटे वो लेस रिफ्लेक्ट करता है और वायलेट ज्यादा रिफ्लेक्ट करता है। इट रिफ्लेक्ट्स मोर, इट रिफ्लेक्ट्स मोर मींस बेंड्स मोर। और जो रेड कलर है इसकी जो लाइट है इट हैज यू कैन से ग्रेटर वेवलेंथ, ग्रेटर वेवलेंथ। अगर वेवलेंथ ग्रेटर है तो फ्रीक्वेंसी इज लो। जो वायलेट है इसकी वेवलेंथ कम है, फ्रीक्वेंसी क्या है? ग्रेटर। सो इनमें से देखें, इज देयर एनी ऑप्शन? Yes, we are having B. Red light has lower frequency than violet, so B is the correct one। Ultrasound is used to clean jewelry in a liquid। This is one use। What is another use of ultrasound? So it will be B। It is also used for prenatal scanning। You must be able to learn about the uses। आपको uses आने चाहिए ultrasound के। Moving to question 26। A ship that is stationary on the surface of sea sends pulses of sound vertically downwards towards the seabed। This is the surface of sea. This is a boat, or you can say ship, and each pulse that reflects from the seabed, this is the surface of sea, surface of sea, and this is the seabed। So what is happening? Pulses जो है वो सेंड की जा रही है और जो इधर से वापस होकर आ रही है, it takes a time of 1 second after it is sent। 1 second। A whale swims under the boat। Suppose here is a whale, this is a whale, this is a whale, and a pulse is received 0.60 seconds after it is sent। एक पल्स यहाँ से रिफ्लेक्ट होकर आ रही है, उसका टाइम हमें गिवन है 0.6 सेकेंड। The speed of the sound is given 1500 meter per second। What is the distance between whale above the seabed? Okay, this distance we have to find this। तो हम क्या करेंगे? हम एक डिस्टेंस ये टोटल फाइंड करेंगे और एक डिस्टेंस हम ये वाला फाइंड करेंगे और इन दोनों को माइनस कर देंगे। वी विल बी गेटिंग दिस x। सो यू नो स्पीड इज इक्वल टू 2d/t। एको मेथड वी आर अप्लाइंग, एको मेथड अप्लाई करना है। तो हमने डिस्टेंस फाइंड करना है, तो डिस्टेंस इज इक्वल टू v मल्टीप्लाई बाय टाइम ओवर 2। तो सबसे पहले हम सी बेड से फाइंड कर लेते हैं। सी बेड इट विल बी 1500 स्पीड है, टाइम इज 1 divided by 2, it becomes 750 meter। In the same way, you find the distance for whale। from the veil. So it will be V multiplied by T divided by 2, 1500, time is 0.6 divided by 2. So calculate this. 1500 multiplied by 0.6 divided by 2, it comes out 450. तो इन दोनों के दरमियान डिफरेंस कितना हुआ 750 minus 450. It will be 300, I think so. 750. Yeah, it will be 350. So 26 is A. Hope so this is clear. Which row describes ultrasound waves? Ultrasound wave is a type of wave that is longitudinal. So these options are wrong, and its frequency is greater than 20 kilohertz. So B is right option. A quantity is defined as the work done by a source in moving a unit charge around a complete circuit. This is the statement or definition of EMF, electromotive force, because they are talking about around complete circuit. अगर यहाँ पर single component होता, if it is single component, then uh, it will be potential difference, P dot D. So what is the unit of EMF? It is volt. So B is right. Quantity is electromotive force. Unit is volt. Moving to next question. A student connects the circuit shown. This is the power supply EMF. When the switch is closed, what is the reading on the voltmeter? Okay. So this reading will be potential difference across this. This is a potential difference across 6 ohm resistor. So what we have to do, first we have to find the total current, total resistance. After finding this, we have to find total current of the circuit, current of circuit. Then we will be able to find the voltage here on this voltmeter. तो आप V is equal to IR लगाकर find कर सकते हैं. तो total resistance find करने के लिए सबसे पहले parallel component solve करें. ये parallel में आपके पास इनको solve करें. So it will be R total is equal to 1 over R1. 1 over R total. 1 over R total equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. अब बेटे एक बात याद रखिएगा, पैरेलल में हम यहाँ कैलकुलेट भी कर सकते हैं, लेकिन एक छोटा सा कंसेप्ट याद रखें. इन पैरेलल कंपोनेंट्स रेजिस्टेंस डिक्रीजेस. रेजिस्टेंस क्या होती है? डिक्रीज होती है. अब बेटे now these two resistors are of same value, so their value will become half. जब सेम रेजिस्टेंस दी हो तो उसकी वैल्यू क्या हो जाएगी? हाफ हो जाएगी. अब ये 6 है ना, तो इसकी वैल्यू 3 ओम आनी चाहिए. अगर फिर भी पता ना चल रहा हो बेटे, आप कैलकुलेट कर लें 1 over 6 plus 1 over 6. So it will be 1 over R total. So R total will become, this will be, okay, I solve this for you. You can use calculator or you can find the LCM of this. It will be 6. So it will be 1 plus 1. So this is 1 over R total. So R total will be equal to 6 by 2. You have to resolve this reciprocal. ये reciprocal को resolve करना है. It becomes 3 ohm. So this 3 ohm now becomes in series with this and with this. So total resistance of the circuit will be 3, this one, plus 3 this one, plus 6 ohm this one. So it becomes 12 ohm. Total resistance we know, we have calculated. So I total we can calculate. V is equal to R total by using Ohm's law. 6 divided by 12, it will be 0.5 ampere. Current is 0.5 ampere. हमने यहाँ पर फाइंड करनी थी कितनी हमारे पास वोल्टेज ड्रॉप आ रहा है. तो V इज इक्वल टू आई आर. हमें इसकी रेजिस्टेंस पता है, करंट हम फाइंड कर चुके हैं, क्योंकि यहाँ से जो करंट है वो यहाँ स्प्लिट होगा और फिर यहाँ ज्वाइन हो जाएगा और द सेम करंट विल बी फ्लोइंग. 0.5 times the resistance is 6, so it will be 3 volt. So B is right option. Hope so this is clear. Moving to question number 30. Two resistors connected in series act as potential divider. So you can remember that relation of potential divider, that V out is equal to R2 over R1 plus R2 times input voltage. So the two resistors have resistance R1 and R2. The potential difference across them is V1 and V2 respectively. Find which expression is equal to this. Okay, this is very simple, straightforward statement question. ये theoretical है, आपको याद होनी चाहिए कि EMF is equal to sum of voltages across each component, potential difference across each component. ये series circuit से related है. तो क्या होगा, we have to find V1, V2 series में current क्या होता है, same होता है. So we are going to use that is V1 by V2 which is equal to R1 over R2. अगर आप देखते हैं V1 is equal to IR1, करंट तो सेम है. V2 is equal to IR2, इनकी रेशियो लेंगे V1 over V2 which will be IR1 over IR2. Current and current cancel, so it will be A. Moving to question number 31, there is an electric current of 1 ampere in a resistor of 4 ohm resistor. Okay, how much energy is transferred electrically to thermal energy in 1 minute? So power is equal to E by T. E is equal to PT. So we can find power here. Power is equal to VI. Power is equal to I square R. Power is equal to V square over R. अब बेटे ये आप पर है कि आप इसको किस तरह से यूज करें. अच्छा, एक और बात याद रखें, E is equal to VIT. हम ये भी यूज कर सकते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पर मुझे करंट गिवन है, करंट इज गिवन, रेजिस्टेंस इज गिवन. दिस फॉर्मूला इज बेस्ट. I can find power and simply multiply with time. Otherwise आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, if you are using this or this or this, तो आपको वोल्टेज फाइंड करने पड़ेंगे और वोल्टेज नहीं गिवन. This is the beauty of these mathematical relations, that what data is given to you, according to that you can use these formulas. तो जो फॉर्मूला गिवन है या जो डाटा गिवन है उसके अकॉर्डिंग आप फॉर्मूला यूज करें. So power is equal to 1.5 square times 4. If you solve this, it will be 1.5 square multiplied by 4. It comes at 9 watt. So time is in minute. We have to convert this into seconds. So T is equal to 1 minute, which will be 60 seconds. So P is 9 and time is 60. You can get 540 joule. So C is correct. अगर आप बेटे ये यूज करते हैं वोल्टेज फाइंड करने के लिए, करंट टाइम्स आर मींस 1.5 टाइम्स 4, फिर आप वो वैल्यू वोल्टेज की यूज करेंगे, फिर करंट की यूज करेंगे, फिर टाइम की आप फाइंड कर सकते हैं. अगर आप वोल्टेज फाइंड कर लेते हैं, आप पावर भी फाइंड कर सकते हैं, वट एवर अप्रोच यू फाइंड. Now we are on question 32. In question 32, a square coil is placed in horizontal uniform magnetic field. ये बेटे आप देख सकते हैं, दिस इज अ स्क्वायर कॉइल. ये एसी जनरेटर से रिलेटेड हमारा कंसेप्ट है. एसी जनरेटर में आपको बताया गया था दैट यू हैव टू यूज विच कॉइल, रेक्टेंगुलर कॉइल. दिस टाइम दे आर यूजिंग हियर अ स्क्वायर कॉइल. The plane of the coil is perpendicular to the magnetic field. If you see the magnetic field is indicating that north is here and south is here on the right side. And in this square coil will rotate. At the moment, this coil is perpendicular. And when coil is perpendicular, it means field lines will not cut the coil. फील्ड लाइंस जो है वो इसमें से पास कर जाएंगी कॉइल में से, फ्रॉम हेयर फ्रॉम हेयर फ्रॉम हेयर फ्रॉम हेयर. if field lines will not cut the coil, तो बेटे ईएमएफ क्या होना चाहिए, ईएमएफ विल बी जीरो। और जब कॉइल क्या होगा, हॉरिजॉन्टल होगा, when coil is horizontal, maximum lines will cut, maximum lines will cut, तो ईएमएफ क्या होगा, maximum, maximum EMF will be there. So the coil is now rotated about an axis through P at a steady rate. Steady rate means constant speed. Constant speed. ये बेटे P है, the axis which is going to be uh, the rotation point. The coil rotates about 180 degree. अगर बेटे ये perpendicular है, suppose I am representing by arrow, जब ये it is rotating, तो ये 180 जब रोटेट करना है कैसे करेगा, फॉर एग्जांपल it come to this way, it means it is rotated 90 degree. If it comes in this way, it means 90 again rotated, so total is 180 degree. अगर मैं एक्सिस बनाऊं like this, here I am having 0 degree, here I am having 90 degree, and here I am having 180 degree. बेटे रिमेंबर ये कॉइल का एंगल नहीं है, यहां पर हमने ये बताना है जब कॉइल यहां परपेंडिकुलर है तो एंगल 0 डिग्री पर हम क्या रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे, ईएमएफ। और अभी मैंने बताया जब ये 0 डिग्री पर होगा ईएमएफ विल बी जीरो, क्योंकि एट दैट टाइम कॉइल इज परपेंडिकुलर, नो फील्ड लाइंस विल कट, सो ईएमएफ इज जीरो। यानी ईएमएफ यहां से स्टार्ट होगा, ईएमएफ विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम जीरो, फ्रॉम हियर। और जब ये 90 डिग्री रोटेट कर लेगा इट बिकम्स हॉरिजॉन्टल, कॉइल यहां पर जब 90 डिग्री मूव कर लेगी कॉइल बिकम हॉरिजॉन्टल, कॉइल बिकम हॉरिजॉन्टल, यानी इस सिचुएशन पे आ जाएगी, तो यहाँ पर ईएमएफ सबसे ज्यादा होगा। और उसके बाद वो फिर जो 90 डिग्री दूसरी तरफ घूमेगी ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में, तो इट इज गोइंग टू डिक्रीज, यानी अब फील्ड लाइंस फिर कम कट होंगी, लेस फील्ड लाइंस विल कट। So this is the appropriate diagram for EMF here. Now let's see what they are saying. Which diagram shows how electromotive force induced in the coil varies as it rotates through 180 degree. तो बेटे जब भी इस तरह की रोटेशन आ जाए हमारे पास मोस्टली ग्राफ का क्वेश्चन आता है, तो आप देख सकते हैं ए इज राइट ऑप्शन, बी भी राइट हो सकता था। इट इज द कंडीशन के ये कॉइल यहाँ पर उस टाइम ईएमएफ मैक्सिमम प्रोड्यूस करता, तो इसलिए यहाँ पर ये हॉरिजॉन्टल सिचुएशन में होना जरूरी था। फिर इधर ये क्या होता, परपेंडिकुलर हो जाता, और यहाँ पर फिर ये क्या हो जाता, ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में चला जाता, देन इट इज पॉसिबल। अभी ये रॉन्ग है, कॉइल इज नॉट रोटेटिंग 360 डिग्री, तो ये तो पॉसिबल नहीं, दिस ग्राफ इज ऑल्सो नॉट पॉसिबल। यहाँ पर मैं आपको एक सिमुलेशन दिखाता हूँ दैट व्हाट इट मींस, हाउ इट वर्क्स। बेटे ये परपेंडिकुलर है कॉइल, आप देख इस सिमुलेशन में, इन दिस सिमुलेशन नॉर्थ इज ऑन द राइट साइड एंड साउथ इज ऑन द लेफ्ट साइड। जो हमारा क्वेश्चन है उसमें जो नॉर्थ है दैट इज ऑन द लेफ्ट साइड एंड साउथ इज ऑन द राइट, हियर नॉर्थ इज ऑन द राइट, यहाँ पर नॉर्थ अभी राइट साइड पर है। आप देख सकते हैं ये कॉइल अभी क्या है, ब्लू कलर वाला बेटे परपेंडिकुलर, दिस परपेंडिकुलर कॉइल, स्क्वायर कॉइल इज देयर, और एंगल कितना सेट हुआ हुआ है, 90 डिग्री। और ये आप देख सकते हैं ईएमएफ इज जीरो, दिस बॉल इज रिप्रेजेंटिंग टू ईएमएफ। अब मैं इस कॉइल को मूव करूंगा, ये ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में ग्राफ बनेगा बिकॉज मैग्नेटिक फील्ड इज इन ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन। अभी इस डायग्राम में, इस सिमुलेशन में मैग्नेटिक फील्ड ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में है, तो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड अगर रिवर्स कर दें तो ईएमएफ भी, वोल्टेज भी रिवर्स हो जाते हैं, डायरेक्शन चेंज हो जाती है। अब मैं इसको थोड़ा सा रोटेट करता हूं, यू कैन सी ईएमएफ इज गोइंग टू स्टार्ट प्रोड्यूसिंग, बॉल नीचे चला गया है, 0.59 का ईएमएफ क्रिएट हो रहा है आपके पास। देन फर्दर इफ दे कट it is increasing, and you can see -1, it is somehow horizontal, it means maximum magnetic field lines are cutting, तो EMF क्या हो गया, ज्यादा प्रोड्यूस होगा। तो इन दिस वे द साइकिल रोटेट्स। होप सो इसकी आपको समझ आई हो। Question 33. Three pieces of equipment made of magnetic materials are listed. One is core of iron core, core of transformer, needle of compass, iron fillings used to show magnetic field pattern. Now the question is which pieces of equipment act as temporary magnets when in use? So the core of a transformer is temporary magnet. Iron fillings used to show magnetic field pattern. It is a temporary magnet. So 1 and 3. So C option is right here. This is a permanent magnet, so it is not included. So moving towards question next, question 34. Students are asked to suggest factors that affect the speed of rotation of DC motor. Three suggestions are listed. Increase the, or you can say the strength of magnetic field. So there are three options or four. Increase magnetic field. Stronger magnets. It means stronger magnet. You can use stronger magnet you can use, or you can insert a bar magnet. So increase current. You can increase number of turns. Number of turns increased. So all the three are given here. So which suggestions are correct? 1, 2, and 3. So A is right here. So 34, A is right option. Moving to next question, question 35. A transformer is used to power a lamp. You can see it is a secondary coil and this is a primary coil. So this diagram is representing to step up transformer. Why it is step up transformer? Because more turns are here on the secondary end. More turns are here. So now there are more turns on the secondary coil than on the primary coil. Which statement is correct? Okay, we have to tell one is possible that it is going to increase the output voltage. There is an alternating current in the primary coil and direct, no, not possible. Only alternating current is possible. There is larger current in the secondary, no, we say voltage, not current. There is a changing magnetic field in the iron core. Changing, yes. This magnetic field will be changing one. So C is right. C is right. The iron core, there is an alternating current from the primary to the secondary. In the iron core, there is alternating current from the primary to the secondary. No, it is current in the secondary is due to magnetic field, changing magnetic field. So moving towards next question, question number 36. In an electric field, a beta particle follows the path shown. So this is the beta particle, which is the path shown here. Which path does an alpha particle traveling at same speed follows? Okay, if beta is going down in the electric field, it means alpha will go up like this, but going at the same speed, so alpha particle deflect less as compared to beta. This is the fact. So we are going to circle B. B is right here because A is showing more deflection or somehow similar deflection as beta is having. So this is not appropriate. Its deflection is less than beta. So moving to question 37, which rows give the sign of the charge on nucleus? Okay, nucleus has positive of an atom and the sign of the charge of an electron. Electron has negative charge. So charge on nucleus is positive, charge on electron is negative. So D is answer. Very clear, straight question. Question 38. An isotope has half-life of 6,000 years. How much time passes before the count rate? Okay, time, how much time passes before the count rate due to emission for a sample of the isotope decreases to 1 by 16th of the initial value. In half-life, what we do? We halve the number of sorry, this is the half-life. 6000 is the half-life. No, this is not the thing. In half-life, for example, I'm having a sample, we halve it, half in one half-life. Or you can say originally we have sampled this. After one half-life, it becomes half. Then another half-life, it further becomes half. Sample becomes further half. And further, if one more half-life goes, it becomes further half. So it will be 4. So I'm making it half of that, the previous sample. तो एक और सैंपल है और वो 8 बन गया, यानी दिस इज सैंपल बाय 8, so it is going to be further half, it becomes sample by 16, so it is 1 by 16. तो कितनी हाफ लाइफ लगी हमारे पास? 4, means this is 1 2 3 and 4 half lives. अब हमें यहाँ पर टाइम दिया हुआ था 6000 हाफ लाइफ, दिस इज 6000, यानी ये जो सैंपल था ये हाफ हो जाएगा 6000 ईयर्स के बाद, और जो फिर ये सैंपल आएगा ये फर्दर क्या हो गया, हाफ हो गया, यानी 1/2 इंटू 1/2, 2 टाइम्स हाफ हो गया, फिर ये मजीद हाफ हो जाएगा जो भी सैंपल प्रीवियस होगा, और उसके बाद ये फिर मजीद हाफ होगा, एंड वी आर गेटिंग 1/16 ऑफ सैंपल ऑफ इनिशियल वैल्यू, दिस इज द मेन थिंग। तो बेटे कितनी हाफ लाइफ हुई? 1 2 3 एंड 4। तो एक हाफ लाइफ का टाइम कितना है? 6000। You simply multiply 6000 with 4, so the answer will be 24,000 years. It will be C. So what is the approximate time taken by light from the sun to travel to earth? Okay, time taken by light from sun to earth. It is fact that it takes 8 minutes. So the answers are in second. So we have to multiply 8 with 60. We are getting 480 seconds, which is approximately 500 seconds. So D is right here. Okay, then question 40. Where in the solar system is the asteroid belt? Okay, you have sun. After sun, you have what? Mercury. Mercury, then Venus, then Earth. And after Earth, you are having Mars. Mars. And after Mars, there is a belt, asteroid belt. Here, asteroid belt, and then you have Jupiter. So my very excellent mom just served us nuggets. You can remember this. So it will be between Mars and Jupiter. So C is right. So we are done with this paper. May June 2025, paper 1, variant 2. So if you face any difficulty or any question is not clear, you can contact. Stay blessed. Khush rahe.